ride-hailing services to be regulated by the end of the year and will coexist with the taxi industry, says Transport Secretary Mable Chan. Financial Secretary Paul Chan says exchange-traded products have further improved the performance of the stock market in the first half of the year. And rescuers in the U.S. state of Texas are searching for 27 girls who went missing after flash floods killed 51 people, including 15 children. Good evening. You're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Transport Secretary Mable Chan said authorities aim to submit a regulatory proposal for ride-hailing platforms to the Legislative Council this month, with a legislative framework covering the number of platforms, drivers, and vehicles expected by the end of the year. Chan hopes ride-hailing services and the local taxi industry can complement each other through healthy competition.
Taking to the airwaves, Chan said there is broad consensus on speeding up regulation for ride-hailing services, calling it an inevitable trend. Platforms will bear key responsibilities, she said, including due diligence on drivers. The government will draw on mainland and overseas experience to ensure drivers meet set requirements, safeguarding passengers. On specifics like license quotas, Chen said officials will consider options and suggestions from a wide range of stakeholders. The minister also stressed that taxi drivers who usually work full-time must coexist with ride-hailing services, where many drivers are part-time employees. Taxis, however, remain essential as a full-time, stable public transport option, she added. To optimize the taxi experience, a subsidiary legislation will be tabled this month, mandating e-payment systems in all taxis, with implementation by early next year. Giving updates on the southbound travel scheme for Guangdong vehicles, the transport chief said a car park built by the airport authority near the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, offering 1,000 spaces, will open in the first quarter of next year. Under the travel scheme starting November, 100 vehicles from the neighboring province can enter the SAR daily and stay for no longer than 3 days. Commercial establishments across the city are urged to upgrade and increase parking facilities to handle the surge of southbound travelers.
Financial Secretary Paul Chan highlighted the robust performance of the SAR stock market, with exchange-traded products emerging as a key driver of market liquidity. Chan also emphasized plans to strengthen Hong Kong's position as Asia-Pacific's premier ETP hub through further regulatory and product innovations.
In his weekly blog, the financial chief noted widespread market optimism in the second half of the year. He said the IPO market saw 42 new listings in the first half of the year, raising over $107 billion, a 22% increase from last year, making Hong Kong the world's leading IPO destination. Companies from Southeast Asia and the Middle East are planning to raise capital in Hong Kong, sparking a listing boom, which has triggered nearly 200 applications for initial public offerings. Transaction volume for exchange-traded products has surged 5% over 5 years, accounting for about 17% of total market turnover in the first 5 months of 2025. As of May, assets managed under ETPs reached nearly $510 billion, representing a 30% increase since 2020. Chen stated that further innovations in products and market structure would help better leverage global resources and reinforce Hong Kong's status as Asia-Pacific's preferred ETP hub. In the second half of the year, he plans to undertake more overseas visits to conduct targeted and in-depth promotion of the city's financial services.
Hong Kongers who were lucky to snap tickets for a tour of the aircraft carrier Shandong continue to visit the vessel on its final day in the city. Accompanied by the destroyer Zhanjiang and frigate Yuncheng, which are docked at the Ngong Shun Chao Naval Base, the fleet continue to draw large crowds, with residents queuing early for a chance to board.
Over the two-day open event, nearly 8,000 visitors toured the vessels, guided by Navy personnel from the People's Liberation Army. The officers provided detailed explanations of the ship's capabilities. Lieutenant Commander Peng Qian from the Yuncheng remarked that he was moved by the high level of interest and hospitality shown by Hong Kong residents. They responded to our explanations with enthusiastic applause. Many also left heartfelt messages on our comment boards, expressing wishes for our nation's prosperity and the rapid development of the PLA Navy. Their support was truly touching, he said. The carrier group's 5-day visit concludes tomorrow, with the fleet set to depart in the morning. The Transport Department will implement special maritime traffic measures between 10 a.m. and 12 noon tomorrow. Ferry services between 9 outlying islands from Central and Aberdeen will be temporarily suspended. However, special services will operate between Quanchao, Pingchao, Yongshiwan, and Discovery Bay to Chunwan West. A recent study conducted by human rights advocacy group SOCO, the Society for Community Organization, highlighted that tenants of subdivided flats suffered heat stress conditions as the indoor temperature was almost 4 degrees higher compared with flats in transitional housing. The concerned group has also urged the government to subsidize water and electricity of those tenants. Scarlett Chen has more.
Over the past week, SOCO members measured temperatures in 17 subdivided flats and 3 transitional housing units across the city. Among the findings, a subdivided flat with a tin roof in Yuen Long recorded a high of 40 degrees Celsius, while units in Sanpo, Kong and Kwun Tong reached 38 degrees, exceeding the highest temperature reported by the observatory during the same period. After interviewing 300 households, nearly 40% respondents said they were unable to open windows for ventilation. Additionally, 80% of subdivided flat tenants could not afford monthly electricity bills, leaving them with limited means to cope with the heat. Si Lai Shan, Deputy Director of SOCO, noted that while the government's initiative for requirements of a basic housing unit will be implemented in 4 years, residents of subdivided flats will continue to endure harsh living conditions till then. To provide some temporary relief, Xi proposed a monthly subsidy of $200 per person for disadvantaged households, enabling them to purchase cooling devices or cover utility expenses. Scarlett Chan, Cable News.
At least 29 Hong Kong students have topped their exams of the International Baccalaureate program, securing a perfect score of 45 marks. More than 2,600 SAR students took the test in May, marking a nearly 20% increase from 5 years ago. Scarlett Chan reports.
Students from schools under the English Schools Foundation lead the tally with 15 top scorers. Private bilingual international school Victoria Shanghai Academy contributed 5 toppers, while there were 3 each from diocesan boys' school and educational institutions under charitable organization Po Learn Cook. 2 of the city's top scorers came from the Canadian International School of Hong Kong, and a girl was the only one from St. Paul's Co-Educational College. Nicholas Cole from the Diocesan Boys' School is going to the University of Oxford to study mathematics and computer science. Expressing a passion for numbers and the world of technology, Cole noted that arithmetic and knowledge of machinery will be advantageous in the era which will be dominated by artificial intelligence. 2 other high achievers from DBS plan to study medicine in Hong Kong. Cole's colleague Jeffrey Chang, who is a Hong Kong native, wants to contribute to his birthplace by becoming a doctor. He wants to strike a balance by studying locally and broadening his horizons through exchange programs. Scarlett Chan, Cable News.
The death toll after flash floods hit the southern U.S. state of Texas has now climbed to 51, including 15 children. That figure could rise as rescuers are racing to find 27 girls who are still missing after a swollen river washed away their camping site.
More than 36 hours after it happened, rescuers followed the trail of the disaster in search of victims who were attending a girls' summer camp on the banks of the Guadalupe River. Many of the 27 girls missing are under the age of 12. Around 750 girls were at the campsite when a month's worth of rain fell in just a couple of hours, causing the water level in the river to rise nearly 8 meters in just under 90 minutes. Kerr County in central Texas was hard hit. Located roughly 160 kilometers west of the state capital Austin, the city of Kerrville was inundated by the sudden downpour when other campers along the river were enjoying the July 4th weekend, celebrating America's Independence Day. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said the job will be complete when every missing person is found.
We will be relentless in going after and ensuring that we locate every single person who's been a victim of this flooding event. We're not going to stop today or tomorrow. We will stop when the job is completed.
U.S. Secretary for Homeland Security Kristi Noem said President Trump is absolutely committed to using all resources of the federal government to help families rescue all those who are still missing. Officials are still calling it a search and rescue mission and not a recovery effort. More rain is expected in central Texas over the next couple of days.
On to the weather now. Mainly overcast with 1 or 2 showers. Very hot during the day with a maximum temperature of around 34 degrees. Showers will get more frequent starting midweek. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Thank you for watching and good night.